This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live. Yes, I see I am 3 minutes late. Brought to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. My sponsor, my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. This is Clay's Canucks Commentary, like I said, for Monday, April the 3rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks everyone for being here. Always appreciate you. Moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you need to do. Members, legends, Hall of Fame, franchise members, I met 4 of you already for our bi-monthly Zoom call. Had great meetings with, no, I shouldn't say their names, but yes, had good, some great Zoom chats today. Going to continue those throughout the week. So thanks to all members for supporting me, and to all of you, no matter where you're watching from. Whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three, as I explained yesterday. I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. And IC makes up for it. I think most of us would stick around even if you're 1 hour late. 1 hour is a little bit long, but last night's stream went an hour 20, so we got some good time in there. So while you guys are here, subscribe so you can get active in the chat section, get my videos every single day. Like the video. There are 30 of you in here. Thank you for waiting for me. A bit late, but there's only 11 likes. Actually, that's a pretty good ratio, but let's get those likes up. You can always leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift memberships, like Carol has been on a massive gifting spree recently, which I appreciate. So you can leave a donation, you can gift memberships, you can become a member. You can also upgrade your membership as well. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And yes, Jason says, I see, I can't say these out loud or else they're going to talk to me, but the A word and the S word giving you a hard time. Yes, in Canucks After Dark, my phone went off, then my ALEXA went off, and then my SIRI did not go off for the first time, which was great. And then IC says, were you at the last game versus the Kings? No, I was there Friday night against the Flames, but last night I was watching from home because I had game over Vancouver. So tonight, quick and easy one tonight. I am going to do an update on the standings after the weekend's games. I'm going to lay out a few storylines that I think are going to be interesting to watch. And then basically in about 7 or 8 minutes, I'm going to turn it over to you already. And I'm going to ask you what the Canucks are playing for. And more importantly, I think we can already say that we know what they're playing for jobs, structure, feel good about yourself going into the next year. But I'm going to ask you what the biggest storylines are for you going into the final 2 weeks of the season. So let me show you a couple things first, and then we will get going. So with 2 weeks left in the season, this is how things are looking right now. Well, I want to play around with some of these. What's this? Oh, no, I don't like that. Even though my face looks good, we want it smaller. Oh, now I'm inside of it. No, that's not good. Oh, how do I get back to my other one? Is it this one? No. Controversy. Oh, yeah, that's there we go. Thanks for letting me try that. Is that right? That doesn't look right. Is that right, you guys? How come? Oh, yeah, that is right. So in the league itself, wild card spots, and we talked about this Canucks After Dark, really nice race shaping up for the East. Islanders, Pittsburgh, and Florida, 87, 86, 85, and these two teams have a game in hand. And in the West, we know that Calgary is right behind Winnipeg now. Nashville lost tonight, but they're still in the race. And then it looks like one of the Pacific teams are actually going to win the overall Western Conference. And we know Boston is by far and away the class of the Eastern Conference. You look at the Canucks in particular, and this is where I'm going to start to get into storylines. So my question to you today, when I get to you in a second, is not so much what the Canucks are playing for, but yeah, I see. I just realized the podcast people might not know what I'm talking about, but if I say it, they're going to go, okay, let's try it. I was talking about the A word was Alexa and the S word was Siri. Okay, good. Nothing happened so far, but yes, thank you for that. Let's talk about the Canucks. PD's at 96 in 74. We have JT Miller at point a game. We have Quinn Hughes 73 and 72. And we have Kuzmenko with 69 points in 75 games, including 37 goals. And we have Brock Besser with his quiet 53 in 68, right along his average for the year. So I'm going to talk about a few of these stats really quickly. So my question to you, and you can start formulating your answer, but I will actually ask, I'll do a call out for your responses in a few minutes. So with 6 games to go, we know that Colin Delia will get 3 likely games and Thatcher Demko will get 3. So we know the Canucks cannot make the playoffs. We kind of hope that they don't win too much. They're kind of, I meant to show you in the standings overall. This is what I meant to show you. Sorry, guys. That when you look from the bottom, the Canucks are right in 25th, which is 8 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I did it again. I always click on it. So the Canucks are 8th from the bottom right now. And that's good. The magic number is you don't want them to get to 12th, because as soon as you get to 12th, then you can't even win the draft lottery and move up to 1. But to finish 12th from the bottom, you have to get to the 21 spot. I don't see the Canucks passing 4 teams, especially when Ottawa has 80 points and the Canucks only have 75. So we don't think the Canucks are going to drop to any of these 7 teams, starting with Philly all the way down. The question is, are they going to catch Washington, St. Louis, or Detroit? So the Canucks have 1 game in hand on 2 of these teams and the same number of games as Detroit. They were actually ahead of St. Louis in the standings for a bit, but the St. Louis has passed them because St. Louis is now 6-2-2 in the last 10, where Washington's doing right. They are 2-6-2. So right now the Canucks are in 25th, 8th worst. If they get up to 24th, 9th worst, 23rd, 10th worst, so on and so forth. I've always said, you guys know, I've said this for the last month, I think the Canucks are going to finish between 8th and 10th worst. That means anywhere from 23rd to 25th in the league. So aside from the standings, it's a given that we're going to be paying attention to the standings because that's going to have a direct implication on our draft lottery odds. So aside from that, so I don't want you to use, well, you can do whatever you want, but don't use that as your answer, because that's I think a given that we're all watching the standings. I think we're all watching to see how the Canucks play, continue to work on their penalty kill, continue to work on defensive structure, maybe some offensive breakouts, whatever it may be. So those are all kind of team-based things. Where they finish in the standings, are they playing with structure? Will they make sure that their penalty kill finishes over 70%? But I guess my question to you is, what individual accomplishments, milestones, or simply what individuals do you want to see do well over the final 2 weeks? So it could be you're interested to see if PD could get 100 points. So remember, there's 6 games remaining. Can he get 4 points in 6 games? I think so. So maybe you're interested to see if PD gets to 100 or 40 goals. He needs 4 goals in his final 6 games. Miller, he's just having a good season. Maybe you're interested in seeing if he finishes a point a game. Maybe you're interested to see if Hughes can hit 80 points, 7 points in his final 6 games. Or maybe you're interested to see if Hughes can hit 10 goals. He's only at 7. Are you interested to see if Kuzmenko can hit 40 before PD? Kuzmenko's 37, PD is 36. Maybe you're interested to see if Besser can hit 20 goals by getting 3 goals in his final 6 games. Maybe you're interested in seeing how Joshua Oman or Di Giuseppe wind up their season. Or maybe, just maybe, you want to see how a guy like Akito Hirose or a guy like Aiden McDonough does to finish off the season. So I've given you many, many options. I've given you about a dozen there. In a second, I want to know what you are most interested in. What are you going to pay attention to? So instead of, I kind of called it, my question in my video description was, what do the Canucks have to play for? I actually think it's the better question is, what are you most interested in? What storyline? What individual player? And a perfect example, Angus says, if Hughes gets over 80 points, that put pressure on voters for the Norris? May he have a chance to catch Erik Karlsson to win the Norris? And King Charlie sees right through me. He says all this stuff is trying to make a terrible season fun. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And Shannon, no problem. Get some rest. I'm glad that you were here. So you can put in, I'm not going to read any of your comments until after I say go. Otherwise, I will never catch up. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read, even though it's only like a third of the way through, but let's do it anyways. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. You can check out what they do at ptform.com. As well, thanks to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next Vessi order. Also, a mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, gift a membership, and make sure you rate and review if you're listening on a podcast platform. And just before I invite all of your comments, I want to recognize and acknowledge this donation. Thank you to Jason Costa for the $7 donation. Always appreciate your generosity and the generosity of all the subscribers here. So let's give Jason some love in the chat for sure. Now, I would love for you to drop what you are most interested in for the final 2 weeks of the season. So it's not even questions only, but I will ask you to keep it to Canucks and hockey related. But I'm asking you right now, what are you most interested in for the last 2 weeks of the season? And we will still do a bit of Ask Me Anything at the very end. So let's keep it hockey and Canucks related for sure. Oh, it says to me that the chat was disconnected for a minute. So if you type something in and you don't think it got to me, retype it in. Oh, the chat got disconnected again. I'm not sure why the chat keeps getting disconnected. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. It said chat disconnected. Please wait while we try and reconnect you. Then it said successfully connected. And then again, it said trying to reconnect you. So I'm not sure what's happening in the chat box. My connection looks fine. So let's kind of see what happens. Carol, I'm interested in PD getting 100 points as well as Miller getting over 80 and better defense for next year. Those are great. Those are good ones to look for the rest of the season. Yes, I'm sorry. It wasn't me trying to cut you guys off. For whatever reason, I think YouTube was having issues. So hopefully you guys are still here now and can get into it. So yeah, continue typing your things in. I think we need to experiment with line pairings these last games. Give our new additions extra playing time and see their strengths and weaknesses. Do we need to draft a third line center or a second? I think third line center to me is actually, but I don't think we need to draft them. If you're asking me, I think we try and go find one, sign one in free agency. But I love it. I love the idea of not playing Quinn Hughes 30 minutes a game for the last 2 weeks. I want to see how they do. That's fair. Can we get a shutout for Demko? That's a great thing to look for. That's a really good one. What do you plan to do recovering Canucks offseason? Indigo, that is a great question. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go nightly. I'm not sure. You know, I'm gonna ask this of you, not tonight, but as we wind up the season in a couple of weeks, is what do you want me to do? Because I am a man of the people. I have a feeling I'm not going to go nightly, but if there's enough playoff interest, maybe I do. I know on my channel I want to try more breakdown videos, try different things. So the live streams, I might not have to go nightly, especially if there's not enough Canucks content. And I don't know if people will tune in to see me talk about the NHL playoffs overall. That's something I will ask you, but I'll ask that of you in a couple of weeks. Fangirl wants to see PD chase 100 points. That is completely fine. Clay, you should show Tocchet's record since you took over. Yeah, let me pull that up now. Canucks 2022-23 results. You know, I used to have this right in the palm of my hand. So let's see if I can figure this out pretty quickly. Boudreau got fired right before this game in... Boudreau got fired right before the Chicago Blackhawks game. Wasn't that? And the Canucks won. Yeah, what was Boudreau's record? Oh, 18-25. Does that sound right? Yeah, you know, I'd have to break this down better, but if the Canucks were 7 games under 500 when Tocchet took over, and now they're only 1 game under 500, that means they've gone 6 games over 500 since Tocchet took over. I will have a better number for you next time. I used to have it like how many wins, how many losses, how many overtime and shootout losses, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yes, it sounds like the Canucks have gone 6 games over 500 since Rick Tocchet has been here. 2 or 3 shows a week with games, perhaps. Sunday and Wednesday, that's what I'm thinking about. Coach Rob is going back to that. Fillmore, interested in PD. 100 points, lose more to move up on lottery odds, and AHL players that need to be with the main roster. Yeah, we don't have any more call-ups, so we can only use emergency call-ups. So it would be guys like McDonough, Kratsov, Rathbone right now. McCann has 3 goals from 40. Yikes. Do I think he's going to get 40? Well, if we're talking about Kuzmenko and PD getting 40, I think there's a chance. 3 goals from 40. But I can say no. I think I don't have anything against him. I think he's going to stop at 39. We could have the channel pick a team to cheer for in the playoffs. Thought about that before. Okay. At this point, we can't really expect much, but a good draft pick. We can't slack off this summer. This whole Rick effect would mean a hard summer camp, I'm guessing. Yeah, he seems to want to have a lot of his guys have big summers for sure. I want to see how the top Abbey Canucks players can do with the main club. I want to know how much they are actually developing and how good the young players actually are for this club. Good. Bow Watch is only relevant this offseason. After that, he's not ours anymore. The Bow Watch. Oh, you're talking about the Horvat and then the draft pick. Gotcha. If the Canucks don't want to trade Myers this offseason, does that mean Bear won't be on the team next season? Yeah, it just means that it's expensive right side between Hronik, Myers, and Bear. But I'm not convinced that they're not going to try and move Tyler Myers, quite frankly. Interest in offseason moves, training camp, and who makes an event in Abbey next season. Not exactly load management, but keep any core players healthy and from getting hurt that would result in missing games. Yeah, there's no reason to play Quinn Hughes 30 minutes a game right now when you don't need to win. Good point. Sir Clay, can the Canucks still land first overall pick in Bedard in the current standings, or they only get 5th overall pick at the max? Okay, so by natural order of finish, no, they cannot finish worst overall, 32nd overall. But if you win the lottery, you can move up a total of 10 spots. So as long as the Canucks are 11th or worse, they have a chance to win the first overall pick. But they're not going to get there naturally. They have to win the lottery. I'm more interested to see how the Abbey Canucks can do in their playoffs. Maybe you can cover... that's a really good point, Asian Goalie, is maybe I do some Abbotsford Canucks stuff because we know a lot of the players. I just don't know if I have time to watch the games. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind. Good point. Hurts to cheer for another team, but if I had to, it would be Seattle. Who gets more points in the last games, Bo or Bo? In the last games, I think it's going to be Bo Horvat. How many teams in our position have ever gotten the first overall pick? None except for us this year. Yeah, no, there's been teams that have moved up to win the lottery, but I don't know from how far. I'd have to look that up. Taylor, re-ask your question, please, probably to be safe. Canucks have played 30 games under Tocchet, 16, 10, and 4. Thank you, Angus, for looking that up. Yeah, the 30 games, that makes sense because Boudreau did 46. Talk has done 30, and there's the 6 games over. Appreciate that. Thank you. Do 2 or 3 shows with games in the summer. Oh, yes, Taylor, I did answer that as well. Hey, Bruce, nice to see you. Talk at 30 games, 16, 10, and 4. Thank you, thank you. Just remember that Montreal can't get first overall this season and the next few years per lottery rules. Oh, I didn't even know that. What, did they have first overall last year? Now I'm so confused. Because they Slavkovsky, right? Okay, that makes sense. Hey, Riley. Talk at effect looking good? Yes. Would I throw a party if we drafted Bedard? Yes. If we won the draft lottery, I would do more than throw a party. I'd give a gift to every single one of you subscribers. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. But we'll do something fun if the Canucks indeed do win the draft lottery. Sky, you're very observant. Yes, I got my hair cut, and maybe you're not that observant because it was looking pretty shaggy the last few days for sure. So I did cut it today before I went to work. Interesting morning. I got up, I took 2 meetings from home, then I cut my hair before I went to work. Am I still going to stream during the draft lottery? It is a Monday, right? May something? May. Tell me when the draft lottery is, and I'll see if I can put something together for sure. Since 124th games against the Hawks, the Canucks are 13th overall in the league, 36 points. Islanders at 29 games and got 36 as well. Oh, not 124. Since January 24th. 13th overall in the league, 36. And the Islanders have played 29 games and got 36. Okay, so we're basically dead even. Heard if the Canucks ever win the Stanley Cup, Clay is having a rager. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I did not see Lego's video today. Tell me what it was about, JS. May 8th is the draft lottery. Thank you, Fangirl. Will you do live streams during Stanley Cup games? Like watching with Clay. I'm not looking for you to stroke my ego, but I don't know if people would actually care to see me do a watch with Clay, because I wouldn't be able to put the game on because of copyright. So I'd have to just basically do my own commentary or my own reaction or just hang out with you guys. Yeah, okay. I'll think about that for sure. Draft is usually in June. Lego's video was good. Good. Tell me what it's about. I guess I could look it up real quick right now. Hold on a sec. I'll look it up on my phone, actually. Lego's video was good. What was it about? Lego Rocks 99. Oh, is it about Ivan Barbashev? Or something else? Or was it about Kratsov? One of the two. Which one? Do I see them moving Garland in the summer? One of Garland, Besser, or Beauvillier. Yes, I do. Be like a place to hang out while we watch the games. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that could be a good idea. If a Canadian team wins the Stanley Cup, will you put on a party? No, I'm not that big on cheering for a Canadian team just because they're from Canada. For the Abbey Canucks, you can potentially cover how our top prospects like Ratu do in the playoffs. Generally, people would be interested in how our players are developing. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. If we don't draft Michkov or Carlson, I hope we get Axel Sandin Pelika. I don't even know how to say their names. Is that one guy or is that 3 different guys? I worked the U.S. Hockey U18 Championships. There was a player named Molson, one Zellers, and another Spokane, a team from Michigan called Little Caesars. Interesting. That's cool. Were they good? I presume they were good. Yes, he talks partial on Canucks. And he talks partial on Canucks overall, a part of the vid. Taylor, type that again. I'm not sure what that means. Just any players that stood out in the playoffs for Abbotsford. Would I rather have Dylan Guenther over OEL? Yes, absolutely yes. Keep Besser and don't buy out OEL, or trade Besser and buy out OEL. Okay, so keep Besser and don't buy out OEL, or trade Besser and buy out OEL. I would do the latter of those two, but I'm not sure if management is going to go for that. That's one guy, basically another Hronik. Very cool. Right shot guy. I like that. Draft is going to be in Nashville. Interesting. I still think it's going to be PD, but I'd be fine if it was Hughes. We talked about that at Canucks After Dark tonight for sure. Have a draft show and have Coach Rob play PGA Tour golf in a small screen. We could do that on the side for sure. If Washington gets Mishkov, that would be funny. Tell me why. I don't know the connection there. I'm saying that he also speaks on some general Canucks news. Oh, I see. So he used Barbashev in the title, but he talked about general Canucks news. Okay, that's good to know. Tucker Pullman is still with the Canucks, but he didn't play a single game all season. Definitely do playoff streams. Yeah, it might attract viewers of other teams. And the other thing is, now that I think about it, my May is, I don't have a course to do in May, so I might have some time. Who do I think wins the first round, Leafs or Lightning? I'll go Lightning in 7. Is Brock, JT, Garland a good line? I don't think. Except Brock and Garland are both right-handers, so I don't think you want 2 right-handers on a line. What would you pay for Tyler Myers' game-worn jersey? Nothing. I wouldn't reject it if it came free, but I wouldn't pay anything for it. All right, guys, last 2 minutes of Canucks and hockey-related questions. Then I'll move to 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. Last 2 minutes of Canucks hockey-related questions. Best one-hit wonder Canuck, Raffi Torres or Anson Carter? I think Carter was good for one season. Tried to parlay it into a bigger payday. Didn't work. Best one-hit wonder. Torres was good. He scored one big goal in the Game 7 run. In the Stanley Cup run. But I think if you're talking about best, I think Carter, because Carter and the Sedins were good together. Canucks are out, but we can always look forward to Leaf Elimination Day. Yes, the popular acronym of LED, LED, Leafs Elimination Day. If Miller was willing, would you trade him before his no move kicks in? It really depends on what we're getting back, Fangirl. Yes. By saying Lightning in 7, I think it's safe to say that you tick Dangle off. That's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle him. So they are 25th out of 32nd, so they can still win the lottery and get first. We have 75 points. St. Louis and Detroit tied. Yes, that is all correct. I don't watch a lot of TNT, but I heard that the coverage is quite good. Who got the bigger goal? Are you talking about Torres in game 2 or Burrows in game 1? Or may I have them backwards? I think Burrows, whatever it is, I think it's Burrows. I'm sure you're not talking about the slaying the dragon goal, because that wouldn't be. I'm guessing you're talking about the 2 in game 1 and game 2. I think the Miller contract will be fine for 4 years. It's the last 3 I'm worried about. Are you able to do a poll and chat for us to vote about Canucks Team Awards? I'll do that on another night, GM, but not tonight because I'm wrapping up the Canucks talk right now. Agree with deporting the Humboldt driver. I'd have to give that some thought. I know he's being very remorseful. That doesn't excuse the horrible tragedy. Do I agree with deporting him? My gut feeling would be no if I was pressed for an answer, but I got to read more about it, admittedly. Williams or Brashear? I like Tiger Williams. And my day was fine. Just fine. Thank you, Riley. Okay, friends, 5 to 10 minutes of Ask Me Anything. So no more Canucks or hockey-related questions. No more Canucks or hockey-related questions. Do I have a fantasy team? Yes, I'm in a keeper league. I know this is kind of hockey-related. Been there for 15 years, complete with salary cap, free agent drafts, and NHL entry draft. Pretty cool. Thoughts on the school shooting in Nashville? Very sad. Doesn't matter what kind of person did it. Very sad. I heard that some teachers are being hailed as heroes for making some smart moves that actually maybe mitigated the death toll. And the cops were very brave as well. Very, very sad. Dream car. I'm not a big car guy. You guys know this. So I can't say Porsche or Maserati or Lamborghini. I don't know the difference between any of those things. So I'm going to take a pass on this one, quite frankly. Maybe a nice seat, a nice big SUV, maybe. But yeah, sorry for the bad answer, Indigo. I just don't know a lot about cars. Clay, do you have a favorite baseball team outside the Blue Jays? The Blue Jays aren't even my favorite baseball team. I don't have a favorite baseball team. I'm not a baseball fan. Torres in game 1, Burrows in game 2. Thank you. That makes sense. Do I like Asian style fried chicken or KFC, Churches, or Popeyes? Great question. I do like the Korean fried chicken. And then Popeyes is probably my least favorite. I just don't eat it enough. I like cold KFC. And I like Churches but it's a little too greasy. So I'm actually going to go in the order that you wrote them down in: Asian style fried chicken, KFC, Churches, then Popeyes. I did not watch Charlie Brown and Snoopy that much. I watched more Scooby-Doo, but I'm aware of all the characters, of course. I see. Good news. My Vesty shoes are broken in nicely. Nice. I'm loving them. And don't forget to use Clay's code and check out for a free pair of socks with your next. Well, you just did my ad for me. I see. I'm thrilled that the shoes are working out for you. Takeout or cooking? I love my wife's cooking, but at work I'm a takeout guy. Would I rather be bloated all the time or never get bloated? I'd rather never get bloated. Turkey or ham for Easter? I like turkey. Yes, the gun laws. The U.S. is very sad. Do I like watching different sports episodes? If you're talking about actually watch live sports, yeah, I like watching football and basketball and wrestling, if you call it a sport, but hockey is still my favorite. Do I like Indian food? I don't mind it. It's not my favorite, admittedly. Do I have a favorite cartoon character? Ooh, I did like Scooby-Doo. I've said that many times. And I like this show. Only the old people in here will remember this, a show called Star Blazers. I liked that back in the day. Oh, would you rather get bloated all the time but never gain weight, or be bloated all the time and never gain weight? Okay, that was a little bit different. I think you screwed that up. I think you want to say, would I rather get bloated and never gain weight? Oh, sorry. Bloated all the time but never gain weight. No, you asked the same thing twice. Would I rather get bloated all the time but never gain weight, or be bloated all the time and never gain weight? I think you're trying to say be bloated all the time but never gain, or not get bloated but gain. I would not get bloated and gain and then work hard to get it off. I would love to go to dinner with Luongo. McDonald's fries, Burger King burgers. I was going to say no raw spoilers, but I did check it out before I started Canucks After Dark, and I did see Lesnar. Favorite character or episode? Definitely, I like Fred. He was a bit of the nerd, but Fred was my favorite. A favorite episode? I was going to say the one where they unmask the bad guy, because he's not really a monster, but that happens every show. No, I don't have a favorite episode. I just like Fred. Such a nerd. I have a Bachelor of Commerce from UBC, majoring in accounting. Good, very good, dude. Same as you, but I actually failed out of my accounting exams. Had a nice job with Price Waterhouse. So I'm working for the Catholic Church right now, and I'm working on a Master of Pastoral Theology. Oh, good. You watched the Grizz documentary. She does a great job. Kat Jamie, looking forward to the Canucks documentary. Me too. Me too, for sure. Oh, sorry. I forgot to answer. I work for the Catholic Church as an associate director in our Ministries and Outreach Office. Sounds very, very long title. In essence, I particularly help churches do their programming for young people, youth, and children. I have not tried the new Chicken Big Mac. I'm scared to. Would I rather hit 1 million subs or get 50K cash? I know 1 million subs would result in more than 50K. So I'd say the 1 million subs. Haven't really read anything about this yet. Sean and I were talking about the fact that they'll lightly combine Fight Pass and Peacock or the WWE Network. But aside from that, haven't really thought about it yet. If there's going to be crossovers or whatever. So interesting. Okay, I got to speed up. I'd pick Henrik. I just think he's either one's fine, but I pick Henrik because he's the captain. The orca for the logo. Would you dress up as a fury? The orca for the logo? Sure, I'd do anything at the Canucks draft Bedard. Oh, Star Blazers for Angus. Good. Superpower, I would be able to teleport. Waste too much time in traffic. Nova or Derek Wildstar. Are those those are Star Blazer characters, right? No, Nova for sure. Nova for sure. Pineapple, yes. Hey, Kempner, when I started my channel, did I ever think I'd have this much success. I'm going to be careful how I answer this because I'm hungry to grow this channel. 10,000 subscribers is a wonderful accomplishment. It's kind of died down the growth after that. But I truly don't do it for, even though I talk about subscribe and all the time, I'm not doing it for the subscriptions, the likes, even the monetary through membership and watch time. I'm actually doing it for the community. So, and I love the people I've met, the people online, the people in real life. But to answer your question, no, I wouldn't have thought that it would be grown to where it is right now. Favorite baseball player, Gary Carter, back in the day, for catcher for the Montreal Expos. Yeah, no thoughts just yet, Erwin. Got to read more about it. Flintstones. Is a price reduction just as good as a hot new listing? I have no clue what you're talking about. Yes, I remember Scoob. I've not tried the spicy McChicken. Awesome. Thanks, dude. I'll go the Orca whale over the giant skate boot. Yeah, the betting ads is pretty crazy, and I have a real life experience with this, not because I bet all the time, but even for Game Over Vancouver, our main sponsor is Sports Interaction, a betting thing out of Ontario. Yeah, I think it's a little too much. I do worry about the people getting addicted, but I get how it's easy to pay bills with it. No, I will not dress up as a Power Ranger. 1 million subs get you more than 50K. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because I just extrapolate what I get from YouTube. It's not a lot, but what I get from YouTube based on my sub rate. So, because I only have 10,000 subs. So, 100. What math am I trying to do here? 1,000. So 4 zeros, 2 zeros. 100 times what I get from YouTube would be much more than 50K. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. A year that is. Sorry, Lily, no more Canucks questions, but I'll ask it just for you. Likely PD, but I'd be fine with its Hughes. Has my Twitter experience improved? No, it hasn't. I did not watch Robotech. Did I find the girls at David Lamb UBC distractingly hot? 3 of my closest friends now are females that I met when I was at, it was called, it wasn't called Sorry at UBC Commerce. I wouldn't use the term distractingly hot, but they're attractive women on the inside and outside. Bacon over ham and sausage. Chicken Big Mac is awful. I get that feeling. Favorite movie logo, like a production company or from the movies? My favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption, but I don't know if they have a logo. That's a weird question. I don't know. If you get 1 million subs, are you willing to quit your job to focus on your channel? It depends on what stage. Great question, Lily. It depends on what stage of life I'm in. And truly, I don't think I'm ever going to get to 1 million. And it took me forever to get to 10,000. But if I had 1 million, and depending on what I was doing, yeah, I would consider leaving my full-time job, or at least figuring out a way to still have an impact on young people. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, I like Ohtani for sure. Do you think we will win the cup before McDavid? No. UBC engineers, they weren't a bother to me when I was there. I didn't really pay attention to them. I was so wrapped up in my own little commerce world. I've never seen a Harry Potter show, never seen a Lord of the Rings show. Do I play any console or computer games? Nope, I don't. Just Jackbox on our PS4. Oh, favorite movie logo from a company. I like the Pixar one's kind of cute. If I could collaborate with any player, depending on what we're talking about, I'm presuming you're not talking about music, just overall. I think Ovechkin would be hilarious. Chemical engineering at UBC. Nice. Another batcher. Well, double batcher for Angus. Good. Yeah, DreamWorks is a good one too, but I do like the Pixar animation. Friends, I'm going to wrap up with this last question from Indigo. Have I tried the KFC Double Down? No, that sounds scary. I don't even know what that is. And I'll end with this one for sure. My favorite movie is the Shawshank Redemption. And I don't know when I'll get JPat. I've had JPat on a video before, but never, hard to get him on the stream. Yeah, I don't bring in guests a lot on the stream. Maybe I could do that a little bit more as well. Okay, friends, we're going to wrap up right here, right now. So moderators, thank you. Looked like you weren't too busy, but that is a good thing. Members, thank you for being here. And thank you for your support. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks to everyone who donated. That was Jason tonight with his donation. Thank you. And thanks to anyone who became new subscribers and anyone who got active in the chat section. I really appreciate you. Tomorrow, it's Tuesday night. The Canucks play. They host the Seattle Kraken. I'm not going. I'll be bowling, but I'll be watching it on the monitors and then trying to observe enough where I can have a decent stream at 11 o'clock. But tomorrow will also be a quick 40-minute one as I need to get to my church for my church hour. But that's tomorrow night. So I hope you join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on this channel. And thanks again. If on your way out, make sure you like the video, subscribe, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, whatever it is. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And once again, thanks for being here. I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. And today I was going for a walk and I stopped by a roadside stand that said lobster tails, $2. Yes, the guy was holding a sign that said lobster tails, $2. So I paid the guy a toonie, $2. And then he says to me, once upon a time, there was this lobster and lobster tail. God bless and go Canucks go. Booyah.